So, chatting with Just Carve Rob, bugging him to start making more videos because I get motivated from his videos. I get motivated from Ben's Studio on the Lakes videos as well. And they haven't been making any videos. So, I said to Just Carve Rob, what should I carve? And this is what he said I should carve right here, carve a panda. And I'm not a really wildlife carver, but I did like to do some paintings of pandas. I'll show you guys some pictures right here. So what I think I'm going to do is I just Googled panda bear picture side view. So I think what I'm going to do is head over to my chainsaw shop. This is going to be a 2D carving, and kind of make my old paintings into a carving. It's not going to, I don't have the wood. This is like 8 inches wide. So I got to go over to my chainsaw carving tent, see if I got a slab this wide to do this and transfer it onto the wood. And also, I printed out this eagle's head. It's a perfect side view, and I might be making a video of doing this 2D video carving too. It's kind of like Larry Dibb's piece that he did there for George. So, anyways, off to my chainsaw carving tent to see if I got this piece of wood this wide. Fair warning, this might be the longest voiceover ever for Carving Fusion. So I woke up, I went downstairs, took my garbage down, and I had this in the mail. It's $100 Tim Hortons gift card from my friend Robin in Salt Spring Island. Thank you so much, Robin. She's an artist herself, like a crafter, and she's bought a few carvings from me every time I go over to the island. She sometimes gets me to bring a carving, and her and her husband drive over and meet me at Home Depot parking lot, and I exchange a carving and we chat for a bit and we go on our ways. So thank you very much, Robin. And when I get these gifts, I want to be very clear about this. When I get these gifts from people from YouTube and I show them, it's not to show that I brag or give other people ideas. It's to say thank you and give them a shout out on my videos, shout out. So thank you so much, Robin. But if you look there, look at my jacket. I buttoned it up wrong. It just shows how much style I got. Thank you so much, Robin. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to, it's 40 coffees, extra large. So here's that last carving that I did. Just kind of, haven't been to the shop in a few days. The top seems pretty solid on there now. Funny looking guy. And I might carve off those bottom mushrooms once I get a bigger log to make a base for it. There's your side view, Just Carve Rob. We need more Just Carve Rob videos. So now I'm on the search for a piece of board. This panda, it needs to be smaller. That's the bottom line. That's what's going to happen later in the video. I'll show you. It's just too big for what I want to do. So I'm kind of going around testing out. And wait, that flashing in the video, you see it kind of like, see that? That's because my compressor's running and it's making the lights twitch. Anyways, that's just, I thought I'd tell you that. Something for me to talk about. I'm not the biggest, how would I say it, conversationalist in the world. Like, I don't like useless conversations that have no interest to me, and I will avoid them. Anyways, excuse me. So there's kind of, I didn't choose that piece. I don't know what I'm doing here. It's just kind of, I'm filming as I'm going. I'm not proclaiming to be a pro carver or filmer. So there's the lights. That's because my compressor's running in the background. Anyways, so let's go out to the Carving Fusion warehouse and see what we got out there for this panda. I don't know why I'm showing you guys filming all this. I really didn't need to, and these videos would be a lot shorter. There's that branch that hit my saw and broke it. There's another half of a branch. You guys think changing a handle on a chainsaw is as easy as just taking off some screws and taking off the old handle and putting a new handle on? No, 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 no. They got like rubber bushings and stuff in there, and it's kind of a nightmare. I got mine, got my handle off, but I'm gonna have to pay somebody to put the new handle back on. I got the new bushings to go in there, but I just don't have the time for that. I'll probably wreck the new bushings. So right now I have three 170 chainsaws, and that's what you're going to see me using most of the time. I just got my one of my little 19. Here's a good piece of cedar, Western red cedar. I'm going to pick that one. Excuse me. You'll see me using my little 193 with an 8-inch bar on it. I'm going to try running that for a bit, see how the bar does on it. This is like 1.5 inches thick. That's like my original one of my roofing tape measures, and I'm kind of done with it. So yeah, there you go. There's some swearing going on. So I'm just going to kind of shape this out with my saw before I get it home. That's like, I don't know how tall it is. I forgot to measure. But you see, I just don't have any wide enough. And this is a Dremel carving, you know. Also, another thing I want to say too is you can use a fence board for this. It doesn't have to be that big. You know, you can get like a 1x8 fence board, or you can glue 2 fence boards together. This is just like a kind of a picture. What I'm trying to do in this, I don't know if I said it in my video or I'm going to say it later on, is my old paintings. I'm trying to carve one of my old paintings, if that makes any sense. Who knows if it works out? I really don't care. It's just about having fun. So there you go. Kind of see that beam coming, light coming down there? It just drives me nuts. It happens when I don't wipe my camera lens good enough. It's a deflection. So too big. Need to get another one. So why I'm doing this with, that's a flap sander, like 40 grit or something like that, 56 grit. It's flap sander. Why I'm cleaning the cuts up on the inside, I clean up the whole thing. This is my dust mask. It's in my Amazon store. It's not cheap, but I suggest it. It's got it's rechargeable batteries, and it works great. So why I clean it, because when I put the carbon paper on there and I transfer the Panda to the wood, it's nice to have a nice clean flat edge with no bumps in it when you're doing the transfer, so you get a nice clean transfer. There's an orbit sander. Hey, some people don't know what orbit sanders are, so I show it and I tell it. Some people just don't know. So there it is. I'm locking her up for the day, putting the shopping cart back in there. That's what we use for I fill that up with firewood and I take it to them for their fire pit when it's full of wood. And I put it that way because if it's windy, it will stop that door from blowing in. You know, I'm going to need to get a new door sooner or later. Anyways, just kind of wrapping up. There's some real life carve fusion for you, show for you right there, Robin. Excuse me. Got to put my coffee. That coffee lasts me all day. I drink about 2 coffee. Like when I first wake up, I drink 2 coffees, and a extra large coffee like this will last me all day. I just kind of sip on it as I go. I'd like it cold too. Thanks again. Okay, so have any of you seen cows eating pumpkins? There's just some carving fusion pro filming skills. Yep, the cows eating pumpkins. What do you think about that? Anyways, what a pro. And here's my big buddy. Look how happy he is. Not happy to see me. He's happy because I got dog treats in my hand. There you go. Go eat the dog treats. So up above here is the branch that broke off and broke my saw. And that is what a freaking swamp willow. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good. I wanted to go for a little bit of exercise today, so here is the spirit trails. Some of you new to the channel do not know what the spirit trails are. If you Google Ladner spirit trails, it's when I first started chainsaw carving. I put a bunch of carvings in the little tiny forest area that we got here in Ladner, Delta, British Columbia, Canada. I didn't do it to get recognized. I did it to give back to the town because I was such a little shithead growing up. Yeah, that's better. So, thought I'd go for a little walk, and it's a nice day, and nice fall colors. It's kind of like a late fall, isn't it? Everything should kind of be more orange, and well, you can see the leaves on the path there. But this first carving coming up here will be one of my first chainsaw carvings of a wood spirit. See that it was in the ground, but it fell out, so somebody just leaned it up a thing. It's got the blue epoxy eyes with the blowing beard. I haven't done one of those blowing over beards in a long time. So that's number one. And surprisingly enough, nobody's really stolen anything out of the trails. It's because, well, if somebody tried to take something out of the trails, I think other people would notice it and ask them what the hell they're doing with that carving in their hand, because it's become a real popular thing in our town. And here's a big wizard that I did. I should do another one of these one day. Look at that big guy. Western red cedar there. First growth. Yep, silly little hands. Now look at this. That's one of my first owls too. That's when I used the plastic eyes. One of the eyes fell out. There is the original fluff owl. I think it is, isn't it? Just Carve Rob. Maybe not a fluff owl, but just maybe I hate to say the word, but retarded owl. And here's a demon owl. Oh yeah, just a demon owl hiding in a cave. So I think I'll show you above here. I got a birdhouse up there too, a spirit birdhouse, and eagle head thing too with a wind chime. I'm not allowed. I've had to meet with the province people over this that are in charge of this park, this thing here, and I'm not allowed to put anything on trees anymore. I'm not allowed to have anything with paint. And there's Tank's place. I call it Tank Stop. Tank was a good friend of mine, and he passed away with cancer some years back. So I kind of dedicated this little area to him. And yeah, so I'm not allowed to put anything with paint. I'm not allowed to put any clear finish on it. I'm not allowed to hang anything on trees. Here's Mr. All Day Ray. Look at those glasses. All Day Ray is my old boss from work. His nickname was All Day Ray because he never let anybody go home early, and he had glasses. Look at that. Look at that silly All Day Ray. But yeah, he walks those trails, so I was in there one day as a surprise for him, so it was pretty neat. I was, well, hanging out with his daughter. We'll just leave it at that. And yeah, there's Pete's Harry the Heron. That Peter Blair made that one. Still standing tall. And this guy was my favorite, but shows you, like, if you don't use good wood, what happens. This is Dr. Death. Yeah, but look at the wood on the bottom there. It's almost breaking out, like the bugs have eaten it away. So there you can see it's kind of it's okay though. So like this winter, I'm gonna get a bunch of carvings ready for springtime for the spirit trails, because the spirit trails just don't mean a lot to me. They mean to a lot of people. They mean a lot to a lot of people in the town, like even elderly people. I'll explain more about that later on. But little kids like coming down here and looking for new carvings and different carvings. Here he is, the big wizard. See you later, old buddy. First growth with Western red cedar right there, holding strong. But yeah, so anyways, I was going to, I don't know, let's leave the spirit trails, because I got to get back and start carving the panda guy. Anyways, more Carving Fusion Pro video filming. Yep, there's some leaves. Look at the different colors. Yep, what a pro. So yeah, I'm going to be working on some more carvings to put in the spirit trails. I'll make sure it's all cedar. Oh, and I also have to, the people from the province said I also have to use wood from around here that's you know, like native wood from here. So I was going to leave the spirit trails, but then I said, you know what? I'm going to go back and I want to see the other side. It's a nice day. It's not too cold out. So there's two gates, there's two entrances. So a quick U-turn, shoulder check, U-turn, ride the curb, and let's go check out the other side. This is the first side. There's that thing that Larry Dibbs made for me. My buddy Chris there, hanging strong in my car. It's these trees fall over pretty. There are lots of poplar and alder in here, and it's like a marsh. So lots of the ground is sand, so the roots really don't stick in the ground too well. And one time there was a windstorm, tons of trees blew over. I'll show you later on, but me and my buddy Brando had to go in there because like the Province didn't do anything about it. There was huge logs blocking the trails, and like lots of elderly people do go walking in here, and they couldn't get through the trails because the big logs were there. So me and my buddy Brando came down there and cut the logs up. And when I met the guy from the Province, he's like, "Yeah, we sent the whole crew down here to cut the logs up so the people can get in the trails." I said, "Excuse me?" He says, "Yeah, we hired a big crew of like arborists to cut up the logs so people could get in." I says, "Well, you didn't pay me nothing because I'm the one that cut the logs." He's like, "What do you mean?" I says, "Me and my buddy came," and he goes, "Well, you shouldn't have done that for like liability issues." I said, "Well, we waited 6 months. Nobody did it, or maybe not 6 months. Here's a little statue people are putting in there. The Province guy said he really didn't want me to. There's like a wolf. Really didn't want people putting other art and stuff in there. And if it was only mine, and now when I want to put new stuff in there, I need to ask because I never asked to do it in the first place." So there's some people walking up here. I don't know if you can see down there, but yeah, like look at this log. There's some vandalized. See that log there? That's the log that we had to cut. There goes the people. So it's a dog walking thing. I told the guy from the Province, I said, "This place is cleaner than it's ever been in its life since I put these carvings in here." He goes, "Oh, I know. You don't need to tell me about that. We used to come in here with a garbage can and clean all the dog shit bags off the trees." People put their dog shit in the bags and then just throw them in the bushes. And in the wintertime, there's no leaves on the trees, and you see all these dog shit bags hanging on the trees. Because we haven't had to do that since. Because, people are really respecting this area now. So there's some big logs that we had to cut. Big poplar. This was, we'll talk more about this later, but this was one that says, "Never forget." A memorial piece I made for the war vets. I did have succulents in there, but I think the Province guy took them out or the girl took them out because they're not native to the land. And they only want native plants in here. So there it is. There's the original Spirit Trail sign. One time, a few years back, I was walking in here and there was an eagle right at the end of the trail, walking on the ground, and there's a big sign that I carved with chainsaws. It says Canada, BC. You can't really see it because of the leaves. But anyways, the eagle, it was a real spiritual thing. There was an eagle where I'm pointing, right? It was hopping. And it was a big young eagle, bald eagle. And yeah, it just kind of hopped. It was watching me. And then when it got to the wide part where I'm pointing, it flew away. Massive wingspan. It was a big young eagle. Super spiritual event that I had that day. It was like he was watching me and guiding me or something like that. I'm not a real spiritual person. I do believe in spirits. Here's another guy I did one of my first chainsaw carvings. These are all my first chainsaw carvings, basically. So that's cedar too. That's old. But you see how cool they look too once they're weathered. So I suggest any of you that got like well, if you want to get recognized, start putting some carvings along trails in your town. If you want to get recognized, that's not why I did it, but it sure made me get recognized around town here. So if you want to get recognized, I suggest do it. Nobody needs to know who the carver is, right? Let it be a mystery for a while. Give it a year. Get lots of carvings out there. Here's some koi fish that I did. See, this one has paint. They let it stay, but they said no more paint. Just for nature reasons, whatever. I'm not going to go down that side. But yeah, so like, if you got little trails in your town, just start putting who cares if you got to put a nail or a screw in a tree? It's not going to kill the tree. Screw it to the tree, put some caulking or glue over the screw mark so nobody can just unscrew it. And, just give it some time. Just keep on doing it. Here's another original one, Mr. Roothead. That's the first roothead I ever did. So these are slowly rotting away. That's like a bird perch. Um, so once they rot away, I'll just put more in. I don't even know who to get a hold of when I want to put new carvings in here. So I'm just going to do it. And I'm just going to comply to their rules. So this piece here, it's like a damage. Somebody took an axe to it, but it's like a damage. But that's a perfect thing to put a wood spirit in, right? I've always dreamed of doing that, but now I can just carve it so it looks like it's it's just a damaged tree, right? That's trying to heal. But it's a perfect little spot to carve wood spirit. If you guys ever see any of those like dead lying around, cut it off. But I could carve it so it kind of looks like a dead. I could carve one to make it look like it's like that, right? So this coming up here is the big thing I did for the little kids. Kind of like a gift exchange. You know how they have those book exchange things where people's yards. This one's like for little kids where they can. There's not no toys in there right now, but somebody painted on it. Maybe a little kid or something. That's fine. There was it's some paper in there and stuff, but I did drill a hole all the way through it because if you look at it, kind of looks like a urinal. Some teenagers come down here and party sometimes, so in case they did piss in it, it's just going to drain out the bottom, out the back of the bottom. So shall take, shall give. And lots of little kids love putting toys in there and getting free toys in there in the summertime, I got told. Yep, it's been quite a hit. There's a silly carving fusion Christmas tree. Or some kind of tree, if that's what it is. It just goes to show you progress. Like you guys that have been following my YouTube channel for a while can see my progress. What because I'm not a naturally born artist. What hard work can do, because I think my wood spirits are a lot better now than they once were. There was once somebody just carving their name on their thing, or boyfriend, girlfriend shit. There once was my buddy Stu screwed a wood spirit to one of these trees, but it's gone. The province people probably took it. So this is a pretty neat little place to sit and watch the sunset. Somebody put a little cement bench in there. And I'm surprised it's still standing. It's been here for years now. And it's just a little bench, a memorial piece. There's a name on that sign under there. But it's a nice place to sit and watch the sunset. That's like Vancouver City when you look past those trees. See those mountains on the right? Can't see them anymore, but they're there. That's Vancouver. That would be like north. That would be like where Ryan Cook carves. Now, this is the Fraser River. And it looks like they're doing some pile driving out there. Or not pile driving, but what is it? Dredging the river, making it deeper. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Nice memorial bench for somebody. I like it. I know the teenagers have fires down there in the summertime, so I don't know if I'd put any carvings down there because I'd just burn it. Come on, you know what teenagers are like. Teenagers are going to be teenagers. Here's another one I did. Believe in you. Believe in you. How much more simpler can it be? Here's a little birdhouse. This is like a little dollar store thing. They put these all throughout the trails. I forgot to bring a garbage bag, but because I wasn't even planning to come down here because I would be cleaning up lots of these dollar store birdhouses. They don't last very long, right? And they fall apart. But it's the little kids that like putting them in there. So here's another one I did. Just kind of look. I just put it in there, leaned it against a tree. Hasn't moved. Hasn't moved. Nobody's touched it. It's like, how cool is that? Somebody strong enough, a 20-year-old could grab that and pull it out, no problem. It's not that heavy. It's dry cedar, but no, they just leave it alone. Yeah, so there's like $4 birdhouse, little thingy thing. And so now we're coming up to the mystical mushroom patch. And this is where lots of the kids put little birdhouse things. See that big log there? That's the log that me and my buddy had to cut up. Brendan had to cut that piece out of there too. But the city said they did it. Oh yeah, so the guy was like, oh. He goes, well, what do you mean you cut it up? And I says, well, we cut the big logs. The old people weren't being able to get through the trail, so we had to come down and do it. Waited long enough, thought you guys would do it. He goes, oh, well, maybe my guys just cut some little logs. I says, well, I don't know, but we're the ones that cut the big logs. So I caught him in his own lie, kind of. Not his lie. They did hire somebody. I knew there was some logs cut on the other side, so I shouldn't say lie. That would be lying. So, like, there's another little house. I'll just put this one down here. Because, the kid left it there, the little child left it there, so they're probably excited to come back and see if it's still there or not, right? But, like, see one like this, it's just kind of lived this life. It's fallen apart. Normally, I take those away in the garbage bag. You guys want to see the most craziest owl? Look at that owl sitting on mushrooms. Yep, it's just quite the owl, all right. There's a little tree. There's another little thing, more mushrooms. And there's a big like dollhouse somebody left in there. Like I said, the kids come down in this area and play. There's a mushroom man. And yeah, it's just a little play area. My my stepdad even had made little trails from house to house, from mushroom to mushroom. Now this piece here, Miller was here. One of my best friends growing up, Dougie Miller, called me and told me his son was going on a field trip to the Spirit Trails. So I carved that sign the day before so his son could see his name was in the Spirit Trails. He's like, so he could brag to all his friends, "Why is my name in the Spirit Trails?" Anyways, my buddy Doug said his son was pretty excited when he seen it. And it's still there. It's been there for 2 years. There's another mushroom man. And that bench, too, I made from driftwood. So, like I said, I normally clean up when I come down there. There's a root I tripped over. See the little hoses hanging on the trees? I usually try and clean that stuff up, too. But I didn't have the bag this time, so I kind of just left it. I'm going to put some more mushrooms in here this spring. Yep, make it so the kids have more stuff to look at. Even older people, even middle-aged people. Lots of people walk through these trails. These trails, that's the marshlands, whatever it is, but we used to call it the pits. We used to there's a good cedar birdhouse. We used to come down here and party like crazy when we were kids, teenagers. I caught the tail end of it. But do you know how many buried cars are in here? Like, do you know how many cars that have been lit in fire before these were actually decent trails? It just used to be sand pits. So that's why we called it the pits. But like I said, I just caught the tail end of it. So say more of those little dollar store birdhouses. I better stop this voiceover and start another one so I don't lose it, because what's this been, like 20 minutes long? This is the longest I've ever talked in my life. Kind of, if you guys are, none of you are probably even here listening to me talk. So why should I even talk? I should just probably put some music on. Yeah, here I am. Hello. Okay, so there's some more logs that this log coming up here we had to cut right there. And it was crazy cutting them when they're hanging like that because they had split. I'm not a professional tree faller, I don't know. But this moment coming up here pretty soon, I'm going to explain now before I get to it, because sometimes I forget what I was going to say, so it's better to say it when I remember it. I ran into an elder man and a lady. You'll see them pointing at a thing. They're pointing at the carving the Spirit Trail sign. That's exactly where they're standing. I walked up to them and said, "Hope you're doing good. Have a nice day." And they said, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's a nice day." So you can see he's got like a walker and she's got two canes. So, it's just a special moment seeing them being able to walk through the trails And there you go. Like, I kind of slowed it down and zoomed in. But how neat is that? It made me feel special. They both got walkers, actually. So that's why I definitely need to get some more carvings in there. Not for me to be recognized, but for people like them to get out and see some things that I've done or whatever. So this here, I want to just take a minute for Remembrance Day and just kind of be quiet and give a prayer for all the lost veterans. So thanks if you had a prayer for them and they're in a better place now because we wouldn't have I don't know. Anyway, so here I need some coffee for my. I need some cream for my coffee. Don't get the fattening shit. Get the fat-free shit. No, no. Let's get the 10%. That's middle of the boat. We need some cookies too. Yeah, we need some cookies. We need to get our cats some cat food. Yep. We're going to be stuck inside for the next 10 days carving this panda thing. Yep, we need some more cat food. We need some ice cream. Yep, we need the ice cream. And here we are with the panda thing. Here's my buddy Lawrence. Um, he was outside in my carport, and I'm going to ask if he can rescale it for me. So Lawrence is a good friend. Him and his wife are great people. He's a retired bus driver now. He retired from being a bus driver, but he got a part-time job driving bus. How does that work? So anyways, I want to say thank you for helping me with this, Lawrence. He's looking at it. He's going to come back and rescale it. I want to say that I'm going to be giving this piece away in my next Carving Fusion video when I actually carve this. So let's see. Just say it's awesome, Jordy, at the end of this video. It's gonna be awesome to say. It's gonna be awesome at the end of this video and say where you're from. So it's gonna be awesome and where you're from. It's gonna be a secret giveaway, right? So not just random people can see it win. So you're gonna have to have watched this video to be able to win it. And it's gonna be the end. It's going to be at the end of my next video when it's actually carved and finished. So I want to tell you another story. So when I was younger, I don't know if I told this story on YouTube or not. I grew up in this place where I live. I broke this kid's nose. His dad came to the door when I wasn't home. And hold on, I slowed this down. See those dents in the door right there? I'm pointing. See those dents? His dad was bashing on the door when my mom was home with a hammer. With a baseball bat, yelling, "Where's Jordy? I'm gonna kill him." The kid's dad came to my house with a baseball bat, bashing on the door, and the kid's dad was a big dude, I tell ya. Anyways, carry on. Okay, back to real people time. Oops, I mean Carving Fusion time. So my great buddy Lawrence made all these. Here's the original one. See how big it is? It's too big for the thing because I want to carve other things in the background too. This one is probably too big too because I want to, like I said earlier, I want to do some of my paint. This is the whole. I think I'm going to paint this whole piece. So I think this one is the right size because I got some transfer paper right here. I'm going to transfer this on here, and then I'm going to draw all the rest of the stuff. It's going to be pretty simple carving, not very deep. Well, we don't have that much room, right? I talked about that earlier. I don't need to keep repeating myself. So I'll do that in a minute. I'll cut it out, transfer it on there, and then I'll draw on some other stuff. But first of all, do you guys use scones with your butter? Yeah, and a nice glass of milk. Okay, so I did choose the smaller one. Let's see if we can give a full thing here. I did choose a smaller one because, well, I'm just kind of undecided because I want to have bamboo in there too. So, because like I said, I want to make it like one of my old paintings. So let's see this one here. Let's go like that. Or this one here. Yeah, because it's like this is going to be like a dark scene with like reds and blacks. And the panda is like a happy little panda just wandering along paths in purgatory. We'll call this the purgatory panda, pretending that this panda is Jordy from Carving Fusion in a dark world with the backgrounds all dark. So this is the carbon paper. I bought this stuff on Amazon a long time ago, like 100, 200 sheets, pretty cheap. So I'm going to cut this carbon paper, get this laid out, and transfer it on. And another thing too, when you're using something like this, I'm copying the pattern. Don't think that you're cheating. You're not cheating at all. It's many well-known artists use templates. Okay, so this is basically a template. And yeah, we're going to transfer it onto here somewhere. Just got to decide. Or would it look good there? No, it's got to be this way so I can have like a moon up there and the Carving Fusion spirit lines. Whoosh. Hey, just carve rope. Okay, so I got this the carbon paper underneath it. I got a pencil. I got a pen. And this is when you want to make sure that you try and copy these lines as best as you can, because, well, if you don't, this is when your panda bear could end up looking like a squirrel or a pot-belly pig. So just try and also there's black on this. So I'm just going to go along, and you got to kind of remember where you've done and where you haven't done. I'm going to kind of go along and just kind of do the whole outline right now. See, I'm already forgetting that I've done that. Okay. Now, can I see his paws here? Because there's a branch there. And I think a pencil might be easier. Um, there was this girl I was good friends with. It's actually really nice looking. She owned a tattoo studio. Not a tattoo, a tanning studio here in town, and she had my artwork all over her tanning studio. My paintings. I don't know why they were so ugly, but her daughter called me Panda. That was my nickname, so that's why. I think they're pretty um, neat bears. The panda bear. Well, they're cute. That's the bottom line. They're cute little. Well, maybe they're not little, but they're cute bears. If you don't think they are, well, like in the pictures, they might be fun. I'm not too sure. I really don't know. But so, did we forget any spots? We got the eyes, we got the nose, we got the ears, and always I'll keep these pictures for reference pictures too. So let's see here. The stick. Let's see. We could move his paw later. I'll kind of just give it a little. Did I get inside there? What did I do here? It's hard to tell. That's why it's nice when you do this tracing. You have just like a like if you did a panda bear outline, you just see a little line on the outside. You could use like a red pen. You could see all your marks. So the stick, kind of, I don't know. Maybe his paw might have to be adjusted, but it's okay. So pull this off. Yep, yep. Okay, I think we got it all. Yeah, did we? Yep, looks pretty good to me. So I'll keep these pictures on the back wall for reference. So now we got this done. There's our center. There's our center mark off this side, so it's not so centered. As there's a name for it, as Ben's studio on the lake would say. So now I want to have like bamboo. I'm gonna draw this other stuff on offline, so I can kind of like sorry, not offline, but not filming, so I can kind of open my mind. But I'll say that there's gonna be like bamboo up like this is going to be, it's going to have to be, it's going to have to be like a ground here, right? So then there's going to be, this branch could be just like a little piece of bamboo that it's kind of broken down, and you can have it so it's like, um, I don't know. I don't want to do too much on this piece. Make it so the other half of the bamboo's down here, like it broke it to eat it. But I think we're okay just to make this like a thin piece of bamboo, and then the bamboo will have like a piece up here. And a piece here. So, where's the pen? I don't think I should be penning it on yet. Just pencil it so I can erase what I want to do. But how about I get this drawn and we'll show you guys. I'll be back and it will be the end of this video. And the second video will be carving. And the third video will be painting. Okay, that's going to be it for this one. And it's all your fault, Just Carve Rob. It's all your fault. You guys can see all the lines I got scratched out there. Those aren't, our lines aren't going to thing. This is going to be a big swoosh thing coming around here. Carving Fusion Sun, some bamboo going this way, Panda Bear on a little tiny hill thing, and some Japanese swirls thing, Carving Fusion stuff in the background. It's not going to look anything like when I'm done this, so I got to rest these hands tomorrow. For tomorrow, I got to rest these hands tonight for tomorrow because, well, I'm going to carve this tomorrow in probably 3 or 4 hours, so lots of carving. Who knows? Maybe 10 hours, maybe 20. I don't care. You care?